Welcome to the Fight Night Daily podcast with me, Gareth, the Angel Davies, and Spencer, the Omen Oliver. We've just been talking nicknames today. You can hear Thomas Treiber behind us. And by the way, there's a new show on talkSPORT called My Life in Boxing. I'm on it, he's on it, Thomas Treiber's on it. We've got people like Dave Coldwell, Frank Warren, Duke McKenzie. Watch out for that new show. We are live and direct. But here at Outernet, where we've been used to coming now for these big Riyadh season cards, we're looking ahead to February 22nd, Artur Beterbiev, Dimitri Bivol. Watch out for those interviews, by the way, on the Boxing YouTube channel. But first of all, let's go where the breaking news is today. We'll come to all these guys who are facing off right now. My lovely friend, Tyson Fury announces his retirement today. Dick Turpin wore a mask, he said, maybe an allusion to him being robbed in his mind against Alexander Usyk in Riyadh. What do you make of Tyson Fury announcing his retirement today?
Well, listen, Tyson Fury's announced his retirement before in the past. Yeah, he's
4 times.
Yeah, absolutely. There you go. So, look, he's going to be bitterly disappointed he didn't get that victory over Alexander Usyk. The only 2 fights he's lost in his career. He's probably been, going over that in his mind. He feels a little bit angry. Got up out of bed, the wrong side of the bed today, and he's announced his retirement. Will that happen tomorrow? Who knows? Listen, we know there's a huge fight out there still for him in the form of Anthony Joshua. It's a fight I still believe will happen. Turki Al-Sheikh has shown his appetite to make that fight happen. So let's see what happens. As it is today, Tyson Fury's retired. Let's see what happens tomorrow.
While you were shopping for these beautiful clothes for our show earlier on, I spoke to Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn, and they both told me that if Tyson Fury, Frank Warren said, Tyson Fury wants to retire right now and never come back, then good luck to him. He's been a massive servant to boxing in the heavyweight division and his family. And Eddie Hearn said, listen, Anthony Joshua's career just carries on regardless. But there's just a bit of me, having spoken to a few insiders here today, that Tyson Fury might have just gone, do you know what? I'm done today. But I do agree with you that tomorrow or in a week's time or 2 months' time, when they say there's 60 million or 70 million for a sold-out Wembley Stadium card against Anthony Joshua, sponsored by Riyadh Season, that people go, do you know what? You may not win it. You've just lost 2 in a row, but think of the generational wealth for your family, because at 35, you're 50 soon, I'm 60 soon. In 25 years' time, win, lose or draw against Anthony Joshua, all that will matter is what he's done for his family.
Absolutely. Listen, Tyson Fury has always talked about, boxing being his focus, his discipline in life. We know that he's had mental health problems outside of the sport when he's come away from the sport, and he says that training actually keeps him sane, and it is part of his life, and long may that continue. He's 36 years of age now, and he'll want to see that continue. Look, we look at his last performance against Alexander Usyk, and you say, I think we had it, he lost by 3 rounds or so, but you look at it and you go,
by a round.
Yeah, you look at it and you go, where does he sit in the heavyweight division right now? As in, where would you rank him? He's probably still the number 2 ranked heavyweight in the world right now. Forget Dubois, the IBF champion, and whatever else. I say, where he sits right now, there's still a lot of fight left in him. I believe that Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, he talks about legacies, modern eras, and I believe that is the fight that is missing. To the casual fan, that's still the biggest fight in boxing today. So I believe we still get it.
And I agree with Bob Arum, Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren that also Tyson Fury, since Muhammad Ali, is one of the greatest entertainers the heavyweight division's had. Let's move on to a big deal as well for this year. We hoped it would happen. I know that we've gone back and forth for a couple of years. April 26th, London. We don't know, but we both believe it'll be Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, not Wembley Stadium. Conor Benn, Chris Eubank, Conor Benn at 160 pounds with a weight rehydration clause maximum of 170 pounds. I don't know what the penalty's going to be, for being over that, but thank God they saw sense, Mr. Spencer Oliver.
Absolutely. Listen, it's a fight that was a fantasy fight we never thought would happen, with Conor Benn boxing down at welterweight, Eubank Jr boxing as high as super middle and, dropping down to middleweight. You think that fight, it's a fantasy fight because of the history of the fathers. We'll never get the fight, but we did get it, and the fight was made now at 160. Eubank has to still drain down to that. Conor Benn coming up. Fantastic fight at this stage of their careers.
We've got Romario on camera here. We've got Adget Kabayel and Zhilei Zhang have just faced off. Fantastic to see these guys facing off here. Let's focus on that. You can see Frank Warren and Eddie Hearn up there. I see Israel Madrimov and Virgil Ortiz going up there to face off right now. Let's not ignore where we are today. That's a fantastic fight, by the way.
Possibly fight of the card. Madrimov, lost a very close decision last time out, and he's going in now against Ortiz Jr, against Terence Crawford, by the way, and he's now going in against Virgil Ortiz Jr. A great fighter in his own right as well. Had a tough fight last time out against Barachuk, come through that with a split decision, and he's in another tough fight here in what I think could be fight of the night.
It's not just fight of the night, this is card of the century so far. We are looking at an amazing card right now. These guys, we've still got Dubois and Parker, Beterbiev and Bivol, Stevenson and Schofield, Boatsi and Smith. Obviously there's Ortiz and Madrimov. Zhang against Kabayel, we've just seen them. What an extraordinary event we're going to have on February the 22nd. Coming over and joining me right now is the super middleweight Callum Simpson. We're out of camera view at the moment. Come out of the way, you two. Joseph Parker and Daniel Dubois. How much are you looking forward to that fight?
I'm looking forward to that fight a lot. I'm looking forward to the full card. What a card! Absolutely stacked. It's going to be, it's going to be a great night.
Busier than Barnsley, yeah?
I don't know about. I don't know if we're quite as busy as Barnsley.
Listen, great performance you had on Saturday night, winning that fight and winning it in style. And Callum, it sets you up for these big nights here in Saudi Arabia. I think you've shown you're above British level, you're above Commonwealth level, European next, world titles beyond that. I think that it's not a matter of if you get there, but only when you get there. You've shown that you've got the dedication, the discipline to go in this sport and achieve big things.
Yeah, definitely, mate. I think we did Barnsley at Oakwell, we shouldn't have got the support. I think on Saturday night I should have got the boxing skill, the boxing levels, and I want to keep on pushing onto big nights. I think first we go back to Oakwell first, get the full stadium sold out, and then we'll be in Riyadh towards the end of the year. Hopefully.
You can win the belt, but you ain't taking the microphone. He tried to take the microphone right then. That's schoolboy error when you give a microphone to a boxer, because he might just wander off with it. I'm just telling you that, that's all.
I think I'm getting too comfortable around the mic on the camera. I think I should have taken the mic myself.
Listen, I say to you off air, a lot of people doubt whether you'll go to world level, but I believe in you at world level.
Who doubts that?
People say, no, Callum won't make it to world level. I see something in you, and I've always said it to you, something at world level.
Yeah, I agree, I'm going to get to world level. I'm not saying I'm there yet, but I believe I will. And I think that what everyone's seen, even what yourself's seen, they've only seen like probably the past 5-6 fights, and what I've shown in them fights is nothing compared to what I can actually do. And again, the fight on the Saturday only lasted a round and a half, so I'm not to show much yet. And for me, there's so much more to show, so much more to give. And yeah, we'll just get started.
Would you have relished fights with people like Carl Froch and Joe Calzaghe back in the day?
Definitely, and that's why the minute I'm upset that the super middleweight division isn't what it used to be. It's really not, and I think it's quite poor domestically. So for me, this fight, I don't know how long I'm going to hang around at this level.
Do you think Carl Froch is an internet troll or not?
I don't really watch the stuff that he puts up. I just
the only person that doesn't watch.
Whenever I see him, I just carry on scrolling. To be honest. Yeah, sorry, I don't know. I'm not bothered about that kind of trolling stuff. I'm not entertained by that.
Callum, you talk about the super middleweight division right now in Britain, globally maybe, is not as attractive as it once was. You're a big guy. Yeah, you're a big guy, mate. I'm saying it's inevitable that you're going to move up to light heavyweight. You know the big names that are up in light heavyweight right now, and the British scene as well. There is going to be a time when you move up to light heavyweight as well.
I believe so, but at the minute I make super middleweight too easy. I make it honestly.
You're a big guy, mate.
I know. I don't know if I'm big. I'm just a bit heavy. Yeah, but no, yeah, I make super middleweight really easy. And but yeah, I'd love to move up to light heavyweight now. But my coach starts me at super middle because that's my weight at the minute.
Let's just take a moment to appreciate, gents, the two men on stage, Dimitri Bivol and Artur Beterbiev. I'm going to ask you, Callum, I'm going to come to Spencer in a minute. These two guys are modern greats, aren't they?
They really are. You know, both world champions at one point. I know Bivol's what the lost is, but not just world champions, but elite world champions.
Spencer, they're facing off now. There's nothing between them in the last fight. Who wins this time?
Listen, look, guys, we know this is a gladiatorial sport. Both guys know what they're going into. They know what they were going into last time. We've got two of the best fighters in the world, not just at light heavyweight, but pound for pound. They both know what they've got to do. It's minor adjustments. Who wins this one? It's difficult to call. You know, I think the better boxing IQ is definitely with Dimitri Bivol, but the strength and the power is definitely with Artur Beterbiev.
You can keep talking as long as you like, because they might go for 11 minutes 47 seconds. Who knows? But thankfully, they're still staring off. I mean, if we'd been filling when Fury and Usyk was staring for 11 minutes 47 seconds, you'd have even run out of things to say.
Hey, listen, mate, I've got to say this as well. We interviewed, didn't we, Beterbiev earlier on. I thought he was going to take you out.
Did I flap?
You did flap, yeah.
No, I did not flap.
Well, you slightly flapped, mate.
No,
your legs were shaking.
No, I did not at all, because
he put it on him.
Because he put it on me, but as I said to him, I want Bivol to win this time, because I want to see you two for 36 rounds.
Yeah. Which one is? First time I did think that Bivol won. I thought Bivol won. I think in the rematch, I think Beterbiev's got the most to improve on. He's got the most. I think Bivol boxed out of his skin. I think Beterbiev underperformed. For that reason is why I feel like Beterbiev's going to win the next one.
You sparred Beterbiev, didn't you? Tell us about him.
I did a couple of rounds with him. Yeah, I think Beterbiev's a lot better, a lot more skillful than he actually shows. And yeah, I can say first-hand experience. It hits. I think he actually hits harder than what it looks. Believe it or not. I've never been hit by anyone like that in my life ever.
Thank you very much, as always, for joining us, looking slick along with your partner. You're a beautiful couple. You're like a Hollywood couple to me. And also, all the praise and love goes out to Hollywood right now that I mentioned. I hope everyone's safe.
Thank you very much. No, I appreciate it.
And listen,
yeah, top man.
Praise and love goes out to you and your last performance and the tragedy that you went through before that. I respect that, brother, and you've done really well, even to continue fighting. Well done, mate. Respect. Well done, mate.
Well, it's almost a wrap here. Look out for our interviews on the YouTube channel. If you're watching this or you've watched this, who did we interview today? We interviewed Eddie Hearn, Frank Warren, can't remember who else, Joseph Parker,
Artur
Beterbiev. Gave us a hard time, but
gave you a hard time.
He gave me a hard time. Look back at all the Ring Magazine awards from Saturday night. It's very, very busy on the YouTube channel, and watch out, as I say, for the new show between little and large here. No, larger and larger is what we are. We become larger and larger. It's a wrap here from the press conference with me and Spencer Oliver for the Feb 22 cards, the last crescendo, and believe me, it won't be the last crescendo, will it?
Not with us anyway.
Not ever.
On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.